Hi, this is just a random little chat today because my independent bookshop, which is now closed, I mean, my town has now lost its bookshop, which is criminal. I always used to pick up book time from there whenever I was around, and it's a little sort of free book, and it tells you about different books that are coming out, and you get author interviews and things. I always used to pick it up because now my bookshop's closed, and I spotted this one when we were visiting another town this week, and I thought I'd come on and talk to it because in it there's a handful of Japanese cat books, and if you follow my channel, you know that I love my Japanese translations, particularly where cats are involved, and there are some in here that I'd never even heard of, so I thought I'd share them with you in case you are like me and you like your Japanese cat books. And there are other Japanese translations as well that I've not come across, which I will have to pick up. We've got The Bookstore Girls by Kei Aono, which is about Japanese bookseller Riko, respected manager of the Pegasus bookstore, but she's got a nemesis, Aki Kitamura, who's she's waltzed in as an employee thanks to family connections, and these two are clashing. And when Riko is given notice that the store is going to close in 6 months, they face a stark choice. Can they put their enmities aside and save their livelihoods, or will they go down fighting each other? So that's a Japanese translation. And then another one, Dinner at the Night Library by Hike Harada. I don't know whether you can see, but I will put the pictures up here if I can. Both of them have got cats on the cover. Japanese like their cats on the cover. And this one is The Night Library is no ordinary library. Within it are found the rarest and most unusual collections, the books of deceased famous writers. All Atara Hikuchi wants to do is work with books. However, the exhausting nature of her work at a chain bookstore quickly brings her close to quitting. Then she receives a message from somebody calling themselves Seven Rainbows, inviting her to apply for a job at the library with no name, a place simply called the Night Library. That's got a nice feel about it, that one. And then we've got another one. This one hasn't got a cat on the cover. And again, another translation, The Ex-Boyfriend's Favourite Recipe Funeral Committee by Saka Kawashiro. After being dumped by her boyfriend, Momoko finds herself very drunk at a small cafe. She shares the story of her ex-boyfriend with the manager of the cafe and the other customers who happen to be there. As she tells her story, she goes into the kitchen of the cafe and cooks her ex-boyfriend's favourite dish, butter chicken curry. Together, everybody eats the dish and Momoko begins to feel better. And so the weekly ex-boyfriend's favourite recipe funeral committee is born. I mean, that's got a sort of like a feel-good feel to it. Then we've got these pictures are very small. Is there a cat in this picture? Yes, there's a cat in this on the cover of this one. And this is Days at the Taranka Cafe by Satoshi Yagasawa. Tucked away on the Noah side street in Tokyo is the Taranka Cafe, a neighbourhood nook where the passers-by are as likely to be local cats as tourists. Its regulars include Shinatsu Ikamura, a mysterious young woman who always leaves behind a ballerina napkin, Hiroyuki Namata, a middle-aged man who's returned to the neighbourhood searching for the happy life he once gave up, and Shizuku, the cafe owner's teenage daughter who's coming to terms with her sister's death. So that has got the feel good of sort of the feeling of different stories, interconnected stories about that one. So those are those, and there's a couple others here. And this one is Diary of a Cat by Mayumi Nagano, and it's about two cats who find a home in a community of artists and cooks. And you've got two Japanese. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I'll start again. I just had a little moment then, thinking, what am I reading? Right. You've got a story of two cats who find a home in this artist's community, and the two cats. It's the story of these two cats. Let me look at that cover. Can you see it with those two cats on there? There's a lot of blurb on this. I don't want to read it all. I should have read this before I looked at it. Diary of a Cat offers intriguing glimpses into Japanese culture on every page, recipes to follow and characters to fall in love with, all through the eyes of an endearingly curious cat. Right up my street, that one is. And then the other one is one that I have already read, and you'll find the review for it on my channel somewhere, The Blanket Cats. And this one is about a pet shop owner who loans out cats for 3 days. You go into the pet shop with a problem and he will give you a cat for 3 days. And each cat has got his blanket. And having this cat around changes everybody's perspective. And all the problems that this person went into the shop with seem to melt away just by purely having a cat for 3 days. I've read that one and it is a lovely read. The Blanket Cats. So it's just a little random chat today about Japanese translations, featuring mainly cats, but you know, they are my feel good, my go-to, and I love reading them. So I've got some more here to find out, to dig out and order from the library and whatever. So happy reading. Take care.